Hey, what is up, everyone? Today, me and Lord Knight are going to be talking about, is Happy Chaos broken, too good, too powerful in Guilty Gear Strive right now? This character has been seeing way more usage in a lot of tournaments at a high level lately, and he's been putting in a lot of work. He's quite the terror. I personally think he's really strong, but I don't know. What do you think, LK?
He's good. I think people overrate him a little bit. Because he's good and he doesn't play like other characters, and he doesn't have like match flow like other characters. And a lot of the established good characters, the good news about them is like you don't play them against them the exact same, but use a lot of the same strategies because they all attack you and win like in a similar way. So Happy Chaos coming and mixing things up like this definitely like he actually feels like you have to really go and learn like all the stuff about him, and he's not necessarily an easy character to pick up, emphasis on pick up.
Execute.
So you might have like a warped view of what he's actually doing to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's not like when I'm playing Guilty Gear Strive, my Guilty Gear Strive is Soul running up to me, punching me in the face, and then throwing me sometimes, and it does a million damage. Like that's what I'm used to. Now I'm like fighting this dude with no shoes, and he's like on the other side of the screen, like shooting a gun at me. I'm just like, wait, what? This isn't. Is this Strive? Is this Guilty Gear? It doesn't feel right. I think that's like a huge part of it because fighting the character is so different than fighting like any other character in the game. You are like, dash blocking all the like constantly to like get closer to him. You're like looking at his little resource management at the bottom, like his concentration, his bullets. It's not intuitive. It's very different, but doesn't mean just because it's different doesn't mean it's overpowered. I think.
Yeah, you can say it's really annoying, which is fine, but it's not overpowered. I mean, here's a good example. You already mentioned something that most people say about the character that is not necessarily the best thing to do against him, which is dash block. A lot of people like you should dash block against him, but honestly, the bullet doesn't deal. Not only doesn't really deal a lot of chip damage, but it also does like negligible damage to your attention if you choose to FD. So if they're going bang 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 bang, you can kind of just chill and like lightly tap FD each time they fire a bullet, because if they're really trying to lock you down, they have to do it according to like a rhythm to do it fast enough. So you can kind of chill, and like what you can do is if you have a character like, let's say like Kyle, like an average character or something, you wait for eventually he has to focus, right? And that's like around then you have a very large block of time where you can approach and threaten in a really meaningful way.
Yeah.
And you can pull up, and then that's the real time, rather than trying to dash block and then maybe messing up and then getting hit by accident and then going full screen and then him getting a guaranteed focus and then like going again.
Start all over again.
Yeah, right. Which is understandably very frustrating. Like for me, like things like that, like they range from like mildly inconvenient to mildly annoying. Like the main thing that's annoying about him to me is just like the bullet automatically is on you all the time, so they're not really aiming. That's the only thing that bothers me. Besides that, I'm like, this character, like he's super good, but like when people talk about how he's broken, I've actually heard ruins the game, which by the way, you have to use that very lightly. Like I have said that one time ever in my entire life that a character ruined the game. Like you can't just whip out ruins the game.
Out.
Yeah. Like
just wasted on every character you don't like.
Yeah. There's a reason why so many YouTubers use broken in the title, because y'all motherfuckers keep spamming it because you use it too lightly. Okay, just like for real.
Yeah, no, for real, dude. The thing that really does irk me though is how it auto tracks to you. It's like I'm fighting an aimbot. Like I'm playing an FPS and he's like just auto tracking to me. Like when I do Scarecrow PRC as Faust, like I'll like go behind Happy Chaos. He's shooting the gun this way. Like I'm literally behind him, and I like try to go and like PRC like close slash or jab or something, and then he just shoots his gun, and then the bullet goes like behind him. Like this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that is like really frustrating fighting him.
Yeah, 100%. I sort of feel like people don't take into consideration that his defense is trash.
Yeah.
And like and like I'm saying it's trash, so like it's bad. So because he has no DP, he has no invincible reversal to use. He has two supers, but neither of them are reversal
They're
supers.
not invul, yeah.
Yeah, neither of them are. So the main good defense thing is like he can mash and do full combos, which is really rare in this game. But like it's a small trade off considering like so many. I mean, people who watch this channel, we probably use like Nago and Soul and stuff. So like when you're in, you're in. If you haven't watched it, Deb has a really good video on Happy Chaos countermeasure that like you can basically just try your best to apply it with your character.
Oh yeah, that video was really helpful. I saw that recently. Like you mentioned earlier with flashing FD, I think that's like a huge thing a lot of players aren't doing. Like I see so many players, they'll fight against Happy Chaos, they'll be like, oh man, I'm getting shot at, let me super jump at Happy Chaos, like, and that is so far from what like you're supposed to do. And just having not a bit of lack of knowledge in that matchup, it just ruins it. Like if it makes them feel broken, like you just start over with your zoning over and over. But the really good advice that Deb gives in that video is like flashing your FD on rhythm to like the gunshots. And overall, like the Happy Chaos is kind of using more meter than you are if you just kind of time it to his gunshot rhythm. You can do like dash FD, but you don't even have to do the dash, because the scary thing what dash blocking against him is in Guilty Gear Strive, in the first 2 frames, you hit the dash button and you go press back to block, you get backdash, and that sucks so much fighting this character, because then you get shot up and then you have to take a billion damage and start over. So yeah, like it's okay to just wait, FD, you know, he'll get maybe a concentrate super, but if he does that, then he's a meter penalty, and you just have to wait. It sucks. It could take like 10 to 15 seconds. You're like, oh man, I'm not playing, I'm not interacting. But you just gotta suck it up and, you know, use that time, wait till he gets concentrate, wait till he reloads, and move forward. And you're not actually taking that much damage, like overall, because you know you're reducing the chip damage by doing FD. So yeah, there's a lot of good advice in that video. And one other thing I really liked was the way you deal with clone that Deb talked about. If you have like 50 meter and you hit the clone, right? It's good to like have something you could like jump cancel into, but most of the time, like when you put your normal into that clone, like the Happy Chaos player is like 6S'ing you or 2S'ing you and like whiff punishing you. But what you can do, and you can do this versus Zato as well, is like you hit the clone and then you RC on it, like you do the RC explosion, and basically like Happy Chaos, like they usually do the clone and like try to get resources behind it. If you hit the clone, RC drift forward, like they have to not be doing anything or they're gonna get comboed, and it's like a really fast big explosion. So just having like knowing that was pretty big for me when I saw that video. I was like, oh man, if I threaten this, like, you know, they can't just do whatever they want behind the clone. So yeah, a lot of good advice in there, and there's a lot of stuff that a lot of like people aren't applying yet versus the character.
And it's like that's probably where I'd wrap it up. Like it's like the main thing about him is that he's a really unique character where you need really unique responses to deal with him, which is quite frankly that's just like GG, you know. But the main thing about this game, yeah, and that is what's cool about the game and a bunch of other Arc Sys games. It's just that the way this game launched and like just the current characters that people tend to play. A lot of characters do the same stuff that people like to play. Like a lot of characters are Mrs. Spencers that people use. So like Kyle, Soul, Nago, Potemkin, if you're into that type of stuff. They're all Mrs. Spencers. So even though you have to treat them differently, you recognize that it's basically the same thing. Like they're going to pull up a certain way after a knockdown or a throw. They're going to do their thing that's plus. They're like, okay, what's good? Am I going to do it or not? Oh, I didn't do it. Am I going to do it or not? Oh, I didn't do it. Like over and over. You know the FD to push him away, blah, blah, blah. The thing about Happy Chaos is like, since he doesn't work this way, and you also need more neutral stuff than standard characters, like how to like deal with individual phases of his neutral game. I just think people are just, I mean, frankly, people were asking for a zoner for a long time. Once again, I fucking tell you, all you guys do is for shit, and then they give it to you, and then you say the shit is broken, and you get tight. You ask for UI, because you said there's no defensive option in Dragon Ball. They give you a character with good defense. You go, he's broken. Oh, there's no zoning in Guilty Gear. They give you a character with a fucking gun, and then you're like, he's broken. But you maybe stop asking, and they won't do it. I don't know. I'm done. I'm fucking done. I didn't even think about this until just now, frankly.
Oh man, yeah, no, I can feel people on hating on Happy Chaos a little bit, but you gotta respect that he's new. He's new. He's fresh. He's still young. Let him breathe. Let the strategy kind of grow and develop against him, and maybe you'll learn to fight the character over time too. And maybe you won't hate him as much. But yeah. Just give it some time. Give it some time. But,
last question: how good do you think he is?
That's I think he's like bottom of top 5 because when I think of character strength, I think of matchups. I know we made a top 5 video recently, and that was like pretty early when Happy Chaos came out, so I wasn't like sure about how good he was. But I think some character I think Geo gives him trouble, so I think that's like a pretty important matchup. I think some other pretty fast characters could give him some problems. Just being able to move really quickly. So I feel like he's like a top 5, maybe 5th, 4th or something. But because he does really well versus some important characters. Like seeing him fight Nago is so funny. Nago is just I can't do anything. I'm just you can't even dash, right? You have to just walk, and then eventually you can he'll concentrate. Okay, I can Fukio once. Okay, all right, I'm kind of closer now. But yeah, he's good. He's good for sure.
Good. Yeah. All right, so let us know what you guys think. How you feeling about Happy Chaos? Are we downplaying him? Do you think he's really broken? Let us know how you feel in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys feel like it, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.